All right, everybody, here we are with Michelle and the Michelle Ford Collection. We are on our third podcast, and we're going to go over some of the other poems that we've turned into cinematic events. And we're going to first of all say hi to Michelle.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Michelle?
I'm doing just great.
Have you had a good week?
Oh yeah, been very productive.
Yeah, well, from what I've heard, it's been very productive. Well, I think we'll just go ahead and dive into what we're talking about. The last one we were on was Bones of a Life, and now here we go into The Cutter. Now, The Cutter, you were very worried, and you didn't want to trigger people or have people have worries about bringing up any negativity towards being a cutter. So, how did you approach doing this one without feeling like you were going to that realm?
I tried to be very sensitive. A dear friend of mine, he's family to me, um, is an ex-cutter, and he was telling me all about it. And I had found out some of my other friends had been cutters, and he was just giving me his experience. And when he got done, I went into my room. He didn't know it, but I wrote a poem. And that was a few years ago, and I just recently told him that I wrote a poem about that conversation, and I read it to him.
And what did you have to say about it? What do you think?
He was speechless at first, but he was like, "You got it. You understood." And I take that as a compliment. And just when you filmed it, I made sure that you don't see the actual cut, but you see the body movements, and you see what he's doing with the words and the way it's all flowing. So you don't need to see it to know what's going on.
Right. It's all suggestive. And I wanted, of course, as a filmmaker, for me, nothing is taboo, but that's just the way I am. I love shocking all my audience, but I can also understand taking sensitive material that may or may not, affect somebody in a negative way instead of a positive way, to let them know they're not alone, that there are a lot of people that feel the desire to harm themselves when there's no other out. They don't have an emotional out. They don't have a way, someone to communicate with. So that maybe they're punishing themselves. They're doing that. So it's a very tough subject to approach and do it in a way that's respectful to both the person who is experiencing those actions, and for other people that have friends or loved ones that are that type of person that go into self-harm, and to educate. I think
Mm-hmm.
me wanting to make those films, I want to help you make these. It's definitely to educate, a little bit of shock and awe, but in the end, it's a part of life, and that's
And
why I
you're not
enjoy.
alone.
Yeah, I so enjoy every unique aspect of each of your poems that they have, because they are a part of life. It's an unavoidable part of life that shouldn't be shoved in a closet and understood. So that's fascinating to find out that there was a guy that you literally based that off of. So that's interesting. That's amazing. That's awesome work and awesome writing, of course. Once again, just an amazing writer. And now we go into the suicide note, which it sounds like another delicate issue. It sounds like a very
It is.
you don't want to incorporate someone to have feelings of committing suicide
No,
or
no.
or losing their self-worth, which this poem is not. It was brilliantly done, again, brilliant writing on your part. So tell us a little bit about how you got the idea for the suicide note.
That one just popped in my head when I was at my uncle's house all alone. And it was basically, what kind of suicide note would you leave if you could just turn your body off like a light switch?
And
But I leave it open so you don't know, did they commit suicide? Did they not commit suicide? Were they able to turn off their body? Did they keep it on? You don't know. It's to everybody's interpretation how you want it to end.
see, I think that's a lot. That's a better way to put that, so that there's not a solid closure on the material. But like I said, once again, brilliantly written. We try to do our best with turning it into a cinematic event so that it's not taking away or adding to your subject material, and but still make it interesting for the audience. And all the delicate issues that we do address with your material. We always want everybody to comment. We need more comments. We need more people tuning in and telling us what they think and how they feel. Is it a negative thing? Is it a positive thing?
Or just ask questions.
Absolutely, ask questions. It will help us out a lot as her as a writer and I as a filmmaker. If y'all really engage us more through text, through phone calls, you can write a letter and mail it. However, whatever way you can find to get us information, so that with the sensitive material that we're using and how you feel about it, because that's extremely important to Michelle, because she really wants her audience to feel safe from head to toe with her material, but still enjoy the true aspects of life, I think.
I still want you to go through the dark side.
Go through the darkness. And then we go to one of my favorites. The thing I enjoyed about Eve of the Hunted was I think we put, I love the way it was filmed and shot. I loved, I think I had a little bit more fun because we were on location. We went hunting around for all these crazy locations and trying to figure out what you wanted to do. You obviously had a vision in your head how you wanted it shot, and what you wanted people to see.
That one was, it had to be done outside.
Right. And
because she's being chased.
Yep. And the coolest thing about Eve of the Hunted is it is your daughter.
Yes.
Playing the main character in Eve of the Hunted.
Yeah, she picked that one.
Oh, she did pick that one.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's great.
Everybody has or have had a fear of being chased.
Oh, absolutely. That's when they.
But in this one, it's a different type of chase.
Okay, well, tell your audience what you thought in your head when you wrote this. What was the chase?
It's the chase within your mind. It's the other side of you, the dark side that's chasing you, that you're always running from.
See, that's another subject material that I think.
But it's filmed. You filmed it like someone was chasing you, because that's what it feels like.
Sure, and then it's not. It's the person. You were always right behind me, and I love the end line in there. It's very powerful and very potent. And like I do have to tell our audience, I thought it was so comedical and so much fun that night. I think with me, you, and your daughter, and we were trying to get her to get the emotion out in her voice, and it was so much fun. For lack of a better word, berating her, I guess, when a director and a filmmaker and a writer has an actor that's inexperienced, you push them to different levels to get the performance out of the actor you want.
But when she got it, she got it and ran with it.
She did. She finally, I don't know how many takes we did or how many times we read it, and kept poking us. I was so amused at how frustrated she was getting there a couple of times, and she'd get, her little angry eyes and get frustrated with this. But it was so much fun having her do that voiceover work. And the whole experience with Eve of the Hunted was definitely one of my favorites as far as what we did, how we did it, and the time and energy put into it. And then, but like I said, it was so entertaining and so much fun. I think for me as a filmmaker, so far, Eve of the Hunted, other than Night Terrors, was just so much one of the funner ones as a filmmaker and an editor and everything, doing the film for you. Is there anything you'd like to reiterate about Eve of the Hunted? Any specific thing you want your audience to know?
No, just connect to it. I know there's people out there that connect to all these because these are all things we've experienced before.
And once again, I gather you have a sense of feeling overwhelmed when someone comes up to you and goes, wow, that really kicked me in the gut. That really, I could feel it from stern to stem, the words that you spoke.
I want you to feel it. So it's the highest compliment you can give me, as if you can connect to my words.
And that's what we need. We need more people to please keep bringing in those comments. Please, negative, positive, whatever it is, just let us know.
And that's like in study, it's about injustice.
It is.
And about someone just standing there and too afraid to do anything, but then knowing how they can get strength in their way and then be able to help their fellow man.
Right. And the thing that really blew me away when we did studies, I didn't think her voice was going to be that good.
And it
You
turned
look
out
at her and
great.
she's an attractive woman, but I had
Aisha.
no idea that her voice was going to be that good. I was really kind of just shocked when she started reading. I was like, holy cow, this girl's got a great voice.
Oh, and that tear, and that tear is real, by the way, guys. It's 100% real. That tear, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was so good at the end. How well she did that for a person who's, I'm guessing, doesn't have a lot of acting experience.
None.
No acting experience whatsoever.
But she got that poem. She
Yeah.
got it. And that's the one that she picked.
Yeah.
And that's the one I knew I wanted Aisha to pick that one, but I let her pick and she picked that one. And so it was perfect.
Yeah, she did. Like I said, she did an amazing job. And like I tell everybody, we may come to you, we may, peg you on the shoulder or go, hey, do you want to come do it with us? Because you may have a quality, or Michelle has a very vivid, specific idea of what the characters look like and how they look, their stance, their body. Give it a try. You might have fun doing this. Even if it's something that you don't want to pursue as a career, you could have fun joining us. If you're interested in acting, you've ever thought about the acting bug, or even better yet, if you have a writing bug,
or if you just want to read one,
absolutely,
and let us film you, if you can pick the poem. I mean, I have 300, a little over 300. There's plenty to pick from, and if there's something specifically that you want me to write, I can write a poem very quickly about whatever you want me to write about, because I see beauty and negativity in everything. It's just like I said in the prologue. I'll take you to the dark side. I'll bring you back to the light, but it's going to be my light.
See, that's something I think we should touch on really quickly as well. When you tell, hey, I can write a poem for you, a lot of people think that you're going to blurb out some generic thing that's not personal to them. And that's not true. You actually put an amazing amount of thought and great wording when you write a poem. When you come up with ideas, you call your homework. Like, you'll give me a word, I'll give you a word, and you go home and you write about this. Well, you can do the same thing to her. If you have an idea and it's something you want to see Michelle produce, we can work around as well. Michelle loves talking to people and finding out if you have an intimate fear, if you have a sense of intimacy that you want to, it doesn't have to be horror. It can be intimate or scary or something.
It's all umbrellaed under negativity, but I can find the beauty in it.
Right. And like I tell everybody, and this sounds over ambiguous, so I'm bragging on you and kissing your butt, but it's your uniqueness to have each poem be completely different from the other. No material is used the same in the same way, in the same mannerism. No words are used the same in the same mannerism. So if you're looking to outsource and you want to have something written, communicate with Michelle. Get a hold of her. The best thing to do is get a hold of her through her YouTube channel and message her there. We'll have more. We'll start posting more ways for you to write to her. We'll have an email set up. We'll have all sorts of different ways for you to contact her if you are interested. And if you just want to talk to her about, hey, I'm a writer, I kind of want to do what you do. I kind of want to learn. I
believe in paying it forward and helping everybody.
Absolutely. Same here as a filmmaker. Everything I have that I know how to do, I love sharing with people for free. I love giving knowledge to somebody else, because there may be an amazing filmmaker that is got a great idea, but they're scared to get it out there. They just need that little gentle push. And as we go into another poem, another great one I really enjoyed making. I had a lot of fun making this because it was a little bit more CGI involved, and I kind of played around with light, and that was the fun part for me, is that I am no one.
Yeah, I am no one. I had to come up with an idea of being filmed, but not being filmed.
And you really did a good job. You came up with a very good idea of just your eyes being lit by candlelight. And So you know, as having fun with filmmaking, I had to come up with an idea, and I hope you enjoyed it. I
I
hope
did.
you
You got
liked the
it.
idea
That's exactly what I
that came
wanted.
across. And the words, once again, are phenomenal. It's something
It's a
everybody
very
can feel.
short poem. It's a very true story. It happened one night. I felt every word of every emotion in that poem. And it was just going through my head as I was driving home. And I went home and I wrote it. And then I went to sleep.
See, that's amazing. And do you feel like your shorter poems have a better connection to people, or your longer ones?
It's about the same.
About the same?
Yeah. You know, it's the topic, it's the feeling, it's the goosebumps. It's what makes you think.
Do you particularly enjoy writing shorter ones, or do you enjoy writing longer ones? Do you have a preference? Do you have is it
No, because the poems, I mean, I know this is going to sound a little different, but the poems speak to me. So when I set pen to paper, I don't know if it's going to be short, medium, long.
okay? So you're literally just writing
I
whatever
speed write.
comes to you, whatever you feel within your gut for that.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay,
sat down like I did one poem, Someone Dies Tonight, and it was untitled, and I thought it was going to go down Avenue A, and the faster I wrote, it was going down Avenue B and C. I had no idea, and I was just writing, and then all of a sudden I was getting the pictures, and then I was like tying it together, and then like 15 minutes later, I was like, oh wow, I've got this really long, really good poem. And it was a totally different than what it started out as.
okay. Well, see, that's I think people need to know that as well. You know, you may not have it all planned out in your
No,
head.
no, yeah.
You just begin to flow the words and flow
Yeah,
the
they
energy of the
talk to
poem.
me.
See, that's
And kind of like my hand has a mind of its own.
right. Like, yeah, and uh, I think that's what makes your writing so unique is that there is no planned strategy for one story to another. You may start to write a short one, and it's short, and you're done. The content is there, the words are there, the bravado is there,
My hand stops.
right? And you just feel comfortable. It's like done. That's
So,
something happened. See, I'm not a writer, but for me, I overthink it and end up writing stupid stuff. But anyway, yeah, those ones that we've covered so far, uh, we're going to obviously continue our podcast. Um, we have so much more material. We have one that's in the can. It's 90% done. Uh, a whole lot of neat things are fixing to occur. We're not going to give any clues or anything. It's definitely going to be something new and exciting.
surprises around the corner.
A lot of surprises. That's why we want everybody to subscribe, because there are a lot of surprises coming through the door. We've got a lot of great stuff coming. Is there anything you'd like to tell your audience as we close?
Just subscribe, ask questions, make comments, keep watching, see what comes up next.
Well, here's to coffee and cigarettes at 6 a.m. in the morning and going to bed when the sun comes up.
There you go.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.